So as I hang out with men children over here, let me go off how I can improve technology to go off and make the world a much more better, safe place over here. That's all. Yeah, by discussing over my phone, that's illegally being wiretapped to a spy network without my consent, and then which is somehow the information still makes it out into my offense space. I don't know if that's true or not, man. We're gonna figure out together inside our class. So I said energy control. So I said energy controls my systems depend on the medium that you use for sensor. Because the entire point of the system itself is to go off and create certain layers. The same way you see that right now. So I just imagine that all these are modules within the different systems that have like certain fields on it specifically, and these fields can communicate with a computational model on the special in there within that energy that you use within that field itself. You go off and like someone insert or like it's like inject. You can inject extra system in there that's going to be another computational field that's going to exist within that energy system over there. Yeah, based off the property of that energy system that's going to give a feedback back to another catalyst that's going to receive the information into more often specific. Or within that field that you created, especially when it's mobile and agile, so that today's term, because of the fact that nobody assumed that you could put stuff into an RC system or go off and even use an outside source of like energy, like oil, like within a certain smaller motorbikes system. That we could just go off and like put that extra source of energy, like solar systems or like solar type of energy cell, or even like gasoline tanks, into a much more efficient miniaturized system, like a drone system or even a bike system that's autonomous around the special. To then go off and like somewhat energize the computational field of that system that's like low voltage but high calculation. That could go off and somewhat create that energy transmission, where you could go off and like somewhat insert a computational field inside that energy itself as a catalyst system, and then be able to somewhat have a field that's mobile and agile on the special, that's non-stationary, but at the same time does not follow the same drawback or the bulky system in the past, with like a limitation that's way to like how they develop and design the system based off like the molecular restriction that they had with the data, or like at the microscope level, to go off like somewhat rearrange or reassemble certain systems and be able to redesign certain structures and systems on the special. Yeah, especially when you can cheat with like carbon materials or like even synthetic diamonds or unique catalysts that you go off and redesign to go off and like be a faster analog system that go off and like somewhat reduce the space that you try to compute with, based off like the limit of that system itself within its own space, to go off and somewhat revise some numbers for you as quickly as possible for you, and then go off like do prediction of some of the models around the special. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time working into heavy work that look as complex as that, into more often specific, into like you're having to go off and write mathematical formula and designs, and go off to like carefully assemble 3D with your own hands down to like a millimeter scale, to then go off and do predictions and systems on the special. So I already know I hit my prediction wheel to go off and modify the magnetic field or even the sonar field on a low scale voltage on a high computational space here, to go off and like somewhat design my anti-weapon systems into more offense specific. I said again, I don't have to sell a product into more offense specific. I could just go off and open up a club, and then we just start a movement in there, the same way that they did with the 3D printing gun, and to be the admin in there that people come to and ask for questions. I give them the answer keys, and then we try to make my legend into the night, just like Wikipedia and Firefox on the groups on the special. Yeah. And I said the money and the fortune that I get, that's like money itself. I find a way to go off and like increase that money tremendously. It's a market space here with my own distribution, my own system, my own special. So I find the gaming system on the special. I know how to move around special. So that was the drawback between me and other engineers that just go to university, they get good grades, and by the time they don't read, they're not street smart, they don't have common sense, and eventually they rely on things that's way to others to go off and someone teach them and guide them on the special. I'm a one-man army into my offense special. I said by the time we're done over here, yes, I could do backflips, yes, I have abs, yes, I could suck my own dick into my offense special. Yes, I go off and do my own thing into my offense special. So I don't know what that parasite is over here and what it's feeling. So like me over there that I try to absorb and copy into my offense, even the way that I talk, I didn't tell it to go off and have like low self-esteem into my first year, because of the fact that I don't know, I just happen to be a hardcore gamer. That will go off and leave somewhat jealousy kicks in. Mom, something, and then that is like, and then eventually they force emotions on me. They try to force me to feel anxiety. They try to force me to go off and feel heart attacks. They try to force me to go off and feel disabilities. All sorts of stuff that's related to like a narcissism or like, I cannot succeed. So let me go off and put you in my shoe, force you to be in there so you can feel what that feels like. And then by the time I get off the streets in like 120 degrees, yeah, and then eventually I somewhat survived. I was like, well, apparently, instinctively, I don't want to be in your shoes. I don't have to be in your shoes. So continuously over time, I tell you that the reason why you're there is because you want to be there. The reason why I'm here, well, it's because of the fact that I want to be here. I'm not in there. And there's a difference between the two of us. I have a will to go off and fight. I modify my lifestyle so that I'll go off and succeed. Meanwhile, you're over there, you're just a piece of shit that's like getting a free feedback of like government assisted welfare. Yeah, to go off and like study the best around the special, so you go off and steal from them without even trying to come off and special. And by the time you did that sin inside the natural order of the world itself, you create a poison that led to the death of fucking millions, if not billions, to come off and special. I said, good for you. You hit karma. Fuck you in your face.